Hey, what's going on, everybody? Game Geezer here. Another video on my desk build. It's steadily going because I'm very picky. So this is kind of one of those slow and steady race things. And just wanted to update. This is going to be part 4. So in the last video you saw, I kind of put everything together sort of without brackets or screws. And I don't know how many of you are aware, but in that video, I had a friend actually go under there and push that up because it was funny. So if you listen really carefully, you can hear him. He's the one making the little sounds. So I still got to order some actuators to go in here to actually do the lifting and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I've been doing other parts of the desk. So you can't really see much, but I got tons of brackets in there supporting it and everything. All these sides. I haven't done this corner yet, but I've been working on this side. Brackets and all that. And I just built some shelves. There's one. I got another shelf waiting to go in just the same. So that looks pretty cool. And been working on that. I'll get my light on here. See all those bolts and everything. Now, it may not seem like a lot there, but if you look at the back here, you can see all the work I've been doing. You know, you can really get a feel for like what's been going on here because it looks simple on the front, and that's the whole point because it's a corner desk. But as you can see, all the bolts and washers and nuts and everything, I've actually been doing a lot of measuring and drilling and being as precise as possible. So, anyways, but that's not all I've done since I've gotten back from work. I haven't just, I didn't just make shelves and put that in, but I made shelves evenly, so my other shelf is the same. I also shaved the tops, so all the tops where the lid is going to sit should be the same, because some of them were a little off. So I did that. I also built a piece that's going to go from this side all the way down and across to that corner there. So from corner to corner, and the reason that is it's going to be a support that's going to go this high, and it should be level with these other pieces, and it's going to go from corner to corner, and it's going to help support the top when I got a lot of weight on it, like my arms and keyboard and everything, whatever, without it feeling too flimsy like it's going to go in. So I'm going to have that support going across. And it's also, another purpose is that wall that I'm going to put in there is going to block the screen and all the electronics and the wires and everything that are going to be built inside the desk. So it's going to make it look really nice, and, it's going to hide everything. Now, something that occurred to me when I built that little plate, I cut it once and it just fit perfectly in here. So a couple of things I ran into is the plate. I had to use low profile screws so the plate would fit, first of all. And then second problem I ran into was I was thinking, once I have the lid and everything permanently down, if I ever need to get to those wires back there for any reason, that wall is going to block it. So I cut a hole in that plate and rigged up something kind of cool looking in the meantime, just because I had a little extra free time. I actually probably should have done this a lot more simply, but I'll show you that part now and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. But you have to see this first. So remember, from corner to corner there's going to be a plate, and I'm going to go show you that plate that I did now and the hatch that I built for it, so I can access wires and things if I need to without having to remove the lid. So let me show you that now. Okay, so now we're in my garage here. You can see everything's just a mess because this desk has been a lot of sanding, bolts, screws, nuts, just this and that, more wood, more whatever. So until I finish this completely, I'm going to just leave everything a mess, because otherwise I'm going to keep pulling stuff in and out, and that's going to be a pain. Now, this is the plate that it looks bigger, but once it's in the desk, it fits perfectly. It's going to go from corner to corner. It's the right height. And this is the hatch I built. Now, I could have just put a piece of wood that flapped open or closed on the inside or the outside, but a few things. Inside flap won't work because it'll flap and it'll hit the screen and won't give you enough space. Outside flap will work, and it's very simple, but to me, it looks kind of ugly and it's not as nice or cool looking as anything else I could rig up. So out of all the things I rigged up, I decided I wanted a sliding door, and I wanted it originally to be on the inside. And I bought these drawer slides, and the way that they sit on the back, it just wouldn't have worked. It would have made a gap, and the hole would have looked funny and all this stuff. So instead of putting it inside, I just decided, whatever, just leave it outside. And I made it look cool. So got the drawer slides here. I added some little like skid plates for it, little handle, and a really strong magnet here. Now, when I need to get in there for wires and stuff, once it's inside the desk, you can see I could just slide this open. And it slides open more, but the last couple of inches are harder because these are silent hinges. See, it's moving the table. All right, so that's fully extended. And another thing I decided to do is, instead of leaving this square, I left a shape to it. Not because I had to, but just because I wanted to. And I just think it looks cooler that way. So just something else I worked on, and wanted to show you guys. It's a kind of a pain to carry this by myself in there and set it in the desk and everything, and like jump over all my stuff that's laying around. So I'm just gonna leave it out and show you this for now. But that's what I've been working on, and that's my next things that I've been doing and stuff like that. And I've been installing more brackets, but I just ran out of screws, the right size screws I need. So that's kind of going to be an issue. So until I go to the store, I can't do any more for the night, which is kind of frustrating. But if you notice at my desk, I didn't use any wood glue, and I hardly used any wood screws, even though I bought Spax screws. Those are really nice wood screws. But I don't know, man. I just really like doing bolts and washers over screws and glue. So I'm trying to build this whole thing with just bolts and washers, which adds a lot of extra work and a lot of extra time because you have to drill them out the holes and use nuts and washers on everything, and it's just a big pain. But it's my project, so I want to do it this way, and this is the way I'm going to do it. So again, there's a lot of easier ways you could do this kind of stuff like this, but like I said, this is kind of my fun thing to do, so I'm not really in a hurry. And every time I'm excited about it, I just got to remind myself that not to rush it, and it always turns out like I want it to. So I guess if I was going to give you some advice, take your time and don't rush it, and don't get frustrated. Just walk away from it and think on whatever it is that you're trying to build into it, and the idea will eventually hit you on something. So yeah, just don't rush it. Measure 4 times, cut once kind of deal, especially if you're going to use a nice type of wood like this red oak here. You don't want to be buying a lot of that. So anyways, guys, that's kind of my little update. It's not super exciting update because, I mean, you kind of got the idea of what it's going to look like together, but that's just what I've been doing and adding. So I still got a long way to go, more brackets, more screws, and then I'm going to have to start cutting in some holes and stuff to run computer wires and things in throughout the desk. Now, as far as color goes for the desk, I don't know what I want to paint it yet. I really wanted to paint it black and green to match my computer chair and my computer, because my computer and my computer chair are literally black and green, and that's kind of my thing. But to paint oak, the color will still show the grain, like the design. And let me show you that now. I kind of did an example here. just a little test piece that I had laying around just to kind of get an idea of what the wood would end up looking like. So I wanted to do the edges in this like kind of like neonish green. And you can see the black dripped on it. But the neonish green I actually really like. But I don't really like the black because the whole desk design is still in it. So I don't know if I'm going to even paint it and what I'm going to paint it. But I was going for like green trim with like black face. But I might just leave it like that because honestly that looks pretty good. If I want to cover up the grains, that's going to be a lot of work. If you want to hide grain, like wood grain like that, you have to buy online a grain filler. And there's a couple different ones. I think one's called Aqua Filler or something like that. But basically what it is like a clear gel, and it covers those holes that you can't see that make the design of the wood. And it's like a clear paste. So you have to cover everything with the clear paste and let it dry. And then after it dries, you sand it smooth. And then you can prime it and paint over it. And it'll be like a flat color. It won't show the design through it. But that's going to be quite a lot of work. So I don't know. I'm still not sure on the color yet. But anyways, so that's what's going on right now. So, yeah, it's not hard to open it unless I shove it all the way back over there with those those blue tabs. That's where it tries to make it silent, and it just causes a lot of extra force. But I'm happy with it, and it's what I wanted. So I won't mind looking at it because I think it's cool. So yeah, I'm going to end this now. This is going to be my part 4 that I've done, and all that stuff. If I have the time, I'm going to bolt some more stuff in tomorrow, and maybe I'll drop this in there so you can see what it's going to look like. But until then, see you guys later.